Today I wanted to talk about why so many people struggle to understand themselves. We live in a world that constantly throws things at us, tells us who we are, tells us who we should be, puts all these expectations onto us. And at the end of the day, we struggle to realise who we really are and who we want to be. The problem nowadays is that there is so much out there. There are so many voices, there are so many things telling us what to do, how to live, who to be, and it can be so overwhelming. I mean, it's hard enough trying to figure out who you are as you go through life and get older. But when you've got the likes of social media and so many different people telling you all these different things, it's just too much sometimes, and it can be really confusing. Like, you just can't understand who you're meant to be. And a lot of people try to be like others. They try and mirror other people's success. They try and copy what has worked for someone else. But that doesn't mean that it's going to work for us. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you. I think social media has played a big role in confusing people and making us feel like we all need to be on the same path, or we all need to be at the same level where we're achieving really big things, or being more loud and outgoing and being like the best that we can be. The truth is that learning about yourself is a slow process, and it takes time, and it's a different journey for everyone. No two people are the same. We know this, but we still struggle to believe it. We feel like we have to compete with other people. We feel like we have to change who we are to be successful or to achieve different things. And that's just not true. We discard our true selves in order to be someone who we think we should be, because that's what someone else has told us. It's so hard when we've got all these voices in our head, from friends, from family, from social media, from everywhere, trying to dictate our lives or have some sort of influence over us. Honestly, I think to understand ourselves, we have to slow down. But it seems like the world is only speeding up and getting faster and more hectic and expecting everyone to catch up. There's nothing wrong with wanting a quieter, more slow-paced way of life. And I made a video about this, so be sure to check it out. But I feel like in order to understand ourselves, we have to slow down. We have to take a step back and think, okay, am I happy with who I am right now? Do I feel like I am being my true self? Or am I trying to be someone else, or trying to compete with other people because I feel like I'm lost, or I feel like I need to catch up and, I'll be left behind if I don't? Discovering who you truly are is about following your own interests. It's about learning what makes you happy, not doing things because someone else has told you, but what truly feels right, like deep inside. The most important thing to do is to listen to your own instincts. You've got to trust your gut. If something doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't. All this advice tells us to do things a certain way, tells us what's worked for them. But really, we've got to make our own discoveries. We've got to go on our own journeys. We've got to make our own mistakes. That's the only way we can learn from them. That's the only way we can grow as a person and figure out, okay, well, this is who I'm meant to be. This is the path I'm on. And it's important to have goals. It's important to aspire to be the best version of yourself. But you do that in the way that works for you and not through other people telling you how to do it. I used to struggle to understand who I was. As an introvert, I thought I needed to be more loud and outgoing. I was told, you're too quiet, you need to speak up more. And that made me feel like I needed to change, that I needed to be like an extrovert. But that's not me. Once I realised that and started to honour who I am and what feels right for me, then I felt happier. I didn't feel this pressure to be like everyone else. And I stopped trying to meet other people's expectations. I started to set my own expectations and think, okay, this is what I expect of myself. This is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. And I started listening to myself and not other people. That's the thing, you have one life and you can't let other people control it or dictate it. People are going to have their opinions, they're going to have their input. But the most important thing to realise is that you have control of your life. At the end of the day, the ultimate decision comes down to you. You create your own version of success. You create your own version of who you want to be. You create yourself. You have the power to be whoever you want to be. But that's the thing, it's who you want to be and not anyone else. So understanding yourself is hard. It's not an easy thing to do. But I think it's important to block out the outside noise and just truly listen to yourself and what you need. What do you want from this life? Who do you want to be? Ask yourself these questions. Take a moment to just sit and reflect and think, am I truly happy? Am I doing what's best for me? How can I make the life that I've always wanted? Know that understanding yourself starts with you, because with you comes the power to do so many great, amazing things. You can create change. You can be whoever you want. Just try not to let anyone else influence you. And try not to compare yourself to other people, because that's the worst thing you can do. Everyone is different and they're meant to be different. We're not meant to be the same. We all have our own lives. We all have our own journeys. Let me know how you're going to start listening to yourself and how you're going to follow your own journey. Thank you so much for watching, and always remember to be your wonderful self, whether you're an introvert, an extrovert, or somewhere in the middle.